Alrighty, so the news is here, and I've changed the room up, of course, so sorry. If you were used to the old setup, you can see, I mean, there's where the old setup was, and you can see the dog. But I'm a little late. Hopefully you guys had a wonderful Mother's Day. I was out to eat with my mother. And yeah, we have the news here. So 2-hour maintenance, nothing too crazy. This is the patch where we're getting LR Galland and the new Skadi. So I'm kind of excited because I really do like Skadi. And I wasn't sure if the new one was going to be debuff related, and she is. So I'm actually pretty happy about that. She seems like she's going to be maybe not like a must-have character, but at least pretty decent, and that's really all I can ask for. So I'm pretty interested in trying her at the very least. But we do have the new LR Galland, which is a little disappointing. I'm sure you guys have probably already seen some gameplay and everything from the JP side, and he is pretty mid. There is room for him to improve, of course. We might actually end up getting a Holy Relic for him sometime in the near future, because he still doesn't have a Holy Relic, which I thought was kind of odd. But I can only assume that's the reason why he's so mediocre at the moment, is because he still has room to get a Holy Relic. But even then, I think they're letting the community down a lot with these LRs lately. I've seen a lot of people saying like, hey, these new LRs are kind of, you know, not really worth going for, and I don't know if that's a good thing or not, because like on one hand, I guess you could spend those materials on your True Awakening, but on the other hand, you know, you want these old characters to sort of like get their, you know, revive with these LR upgrades, and they're just not really doing justice to the units, unfortunately. Like, you know, this is basically the last chance that these characters are going to have to be good, and they're kind of dropping the ball some. So if you don't know, this is what Galland does now. It looks like a lot of text, but the unique was coerces an enemy. The affected target only or cannot activate debuffs when using skills, and may only attack Galland. Now, all of the red is the additional stuff. So the hero's defense-related stats are increased by 20% for 3 turns at the start of the battle, which I'm pretty sure it's a blue buff, and he does have a amplify card, so it is nice. Any buffs that he gets will be, you know, somewhat helpful in that regard. But the hero's attack-related stats are increased by 4% for 4 turns, up to 5 times whenever a demon uses a skill. So that's kind of nice. Demon ally, sorry. And then demon ally's damage dealt increases by 50% if there is a petrified enemy, which sounds good. But even though there's a new Gother out, the problem with his commandment is that the way that it's worded, it only works if there are rank up or rank down skills being used. So it doesn't matter if Meli's passive ranks him up or Demon King's passive ranks him up. It's not going to matter. So I'm really hoping that they do something with the Holy Relic to add more petrification, you know, abilities with the character, because honestly, that's such a cool part of the passive, or like the character's kit, and you don't really get to use any of it, which is super unfortunate. So the coerce now goes off at the start of the battle. I'm pretty sure it used to be just like at the start, like whenever your turn starts. So now, just as soon as the game starts, he already has somebody coerced, which is good. And Galland's damage taken from the targeted coerced character is decreased by 40%, which I did see Sora's video on it, and he had a really good point in saying that this is basically what they did with Green Freya, and unfortunately it just doesn't really work all that well. Whereas I think it's Ghislaine. We should be able to look up Ghislaine really quickly. Her target is different in the sense that it is the hero's damage dealt increases by 40% when attacking a marked target, and then marked enemies' attack-related stats are decreased by 30% when they attack the hero. So that is way, way better. Like, just damage dealt, not nearly as good as like lowering like a couple of different stats, you know, from the character. I think that would have been way better, of course. So I don't know. I think they did make it to where his kit works in all game modes except for deathmatch now, whereas I think it used to be something else. I can't remember. It doesn't show it on this screen, but it showed it on the JP patch notes. Correct me if I'm wrong on that, but I think they changed some of the game modes that it worked in. It might not have worked in other stuff, but Maybe I'm wrong. The Infect card now has Deplete on it, which is kind of mediocre. I'll be honest. Like, I'm kind of disappointed that they just keep throwing Deplete ultimate move gauge on a lot of these attack cards. Like, I just feel like it's, you know, it's nice to get a little bit of utility out of your, you know, damage dealing card, but at the same time, you know, even with a bunch of buffs on, I haven't seen this guy hit like crazy numbers. Like, he hits some pretty good numbers, like a couple 100K, but you know, from a brand new LR, like, I was expecting like some huge numbers, and maybe, you know, there just needs to be a little bit more experimentation done to find a better team for him or something like that. But Deeply ultimate move gauge, not my favorite. That would not have been my pick for it. Like, obviously you don't want to go too overboard with like making too many crazy, God, what's the dog doing? Don't want to do too many like crazy overboard sort of like skill effects or anything, but yeah, it just, I don't know, it just kind of falls short in my opinion. The Bleed card now has Spike on it, and it does more damage of course now, but Bleed wasn't really going to be that good to begin with, so I mean, it is what it is, I guess. And now the ultimate, instead of just increasing basic stats, it is going to inflict Sever as well, so triple crit chance. That's really not going to make it hit any harder. I mean, his obviously upgraded stats from getting an LR is going to help things, but I gotta be honest, it's pretty disappointing. I'm not a big fan of this kit. Unless the Holy Relic goes hard, I have no idea what they're doing. So either way, we do have some new bundles, of course, because there's a new banner out. Village donation event is going to be going on as well from 5/15 to 5/21. So if you want pendants and you need those, make sure that you grind out some gold or just donate whenever the event starts. We have one new battle event, and then right here, animation and hero appearance of draw event improved. Improved to show a guaranteed animation appears with a certain probability when acquiring a hero to be picked up in the event draw. This does not apply to regular draw or draw that does not have a pickup list. I'm still not 100% sure what this is. Improved to show a guaranteed animation. So maybe it'll just be a little bit more like cut and dry, like you'll definitely know when you're pulling an SSR instead of it being so like maybe. I don't know. That's what I would assume from this, but I'm not 100% sure on that. And then there is a bug fix where Naofami's shield is not exposed normally when using Shooting Star Shield after wearing the Knights Errant combat attire costume. So small little costume bug fix there. But yeah, that is pretty much it for the news. I'm excited about the LR, to be honest. It just seems a little, you know, flat. It just doesn't seem all that great. I do really like the design of the character. They went really crazy. I think that the design of the new Skadi and the new Galland both look great. But kit-wise, Galland seems a little disappointing. I'm interested to try out the Skadi, of course. I did see Marily use her on Rat, which is pretty cool. I don't know that she's like the go-to character for that or anything just yet, but she could work there pretty nicely. And then I did see him also use her in PvP, which I thought was kind of cool, so I'll definitely be trying that out as well. So if you have any team suggestions or anything, let me know, but that's pretty much it from me. So thank you guys so much for watching. We should be doing live summons tomorrow night whenever the banner drops, so if you want to be here, stick around, you know, feel free to subscribe, all that good stuff. We will be live tomorrow night, and we'll do some live summons, test out the characters a little bit on stream, see how it goes. So either way, thanks for watching. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. Feel free to subscribe. I will see you guys tomorrow.